And maybe we can try again. Try, try. And maybe we can
Who
try
sang that
again.
joint? Who sang that joint? That joint you singing right now. Who sang that joint?
Maybe we can try some of that. You know me, you
Nah,
need it.
yeah.
More time, more
Who is
feeling
that though?
close to me. I
Yeah.
wanna be close to you. That's
That's
you
I
need
need
it. More roses, more slow
down.
jam.
Who is it? You keep singing the fucking song. Who is it?
And maybe we should try again.
That's not
Try.
that ain't
Is
Jeffrey
that Peebo?
Osborne. That Peebo? I don't know. So we gotta look into that, man. But nah, man. Hey, what was your thoughts on
That's champagne.
champagne? Okay, okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
champagne.
What's your thoughts on the all the abortion bans and shit in all these states this week?
What is my thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Shit, it's fucked up. That's the new world order, and that's the way the world is going. I guess. I think it's disappointing that they're overturning rules that they had set a precedent for a long time ago. Man, we still arguing about a woman's right to choose what to do with her fucking body. That's crazy as shit.
Man, I don't think it has anything to do with the woman, man. I think it's they gotta get them numbers back up, dog. I mean, you gotta think about it, man. White people, they taking losses. White women they not having what they say. They not having enough kids to replenish the numbers. So they gotta, and you gotta think of it like this too. You know, if you a white woman, you date anybody outside your race, that baby no longer white. So I think they putting these
Any
bans on
race, though,
abortion.
dog.
What'd you say?
That's any race. You know what I'm saying? You have a baby
Nah,
outside of your race, and you turn them automatically turn it into something else.
yeah, but it's extremely it's real when it comes to white people though because you know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you go with a say you go with an Orient, I mean a Asian or something. That baby
You
still
know, they
gonna
call
be.
Orioles. We play too much.
but
We play way too much. Then we used to tease
but
that girl
say
and shit. You know what I'm saying? We play too much. That was him, America. You know what I'm saying?
nah, but say if you mix with a Asian, that baby still gonna be black. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I'm telling you, I think
Yeah.
they gotta get the cause you gotta think, man. White people think long range, man. So they done thought this. They done followed the numbers, and they seen that it's not enough white babies being made.
Listen here, man. They can think it all they want. When there's a will, there's always a way. You telling me I just gotta go 4 states over? You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying nothing. Abortion, though, they ain't taking IDs. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be from that state to get an abortion in that state. You just made it a little bit more difficult. You didn't
Yeah,
do nothing.
you
Where
think
there's a will, there's always going to be a way, B. You know that?
that's true? You think they gonna outlaw in every state or nah?
Nah,
Nah. So
nah. There's some very liberal states that's not going to allow them to outlaw it.
I mean, but that's like the West and the Northeast
New
and
York City ain't gonna let that shit fly. All them
nah.
different type of people up there. You know what I'm saying? That
That's
shit ain't gonna
true.
happen to them.
That's true. But are you gonna drive that 24 hours to go get that abortion?
What's 24 hours for a lifetime with a child? That ain't shit,
You
B.
got a point.
We
But that
jumped on a plane and got there, got it done, and went home. That ain't hard.
nah, cause man, abortions cost money, man. So some people gonna have to have babies regardless. So it don't matter, man.
Some people got to have babies anyway because abortions always cost money.
Yeah, that
You
is
ain't
true.
said nothing.
But shit, man, we about to get started with this show. You ready, my bro?
Man, it's whatever, man.
Let's go. welcome back to another edition of the Are We Not Men show. As always, it's me, B. As always, got my main man, P. You looking real militant today, man. What is all that about?
Man, I felt it was appropriate.
It was appropriate, yeah. I guess that's part of the topic we want to talk about today, man. You looking real with an AR-15 and shit, man.
In the closet.
But man, nah. Our topic today, and we touched on it last week for a little bit. We said we was gonna come back with the show about militias, black militias, and how why we should start to organize black militias, man. And since we got military P over here today, man, I'm gonna let you get it started today, man. What is your thought? You said you talked to a dude last week that really piqued your interest, and y'all got to discussing about militias and how we could use that to almost gain political or use it as a political somewhat strategy to create a power block. Uh, touch on that what you was talking about last week, man.
Basically, it was concerning leadership. You and I have discussed on many occasions how it's hard to make moves without something to galvanize the people. We've always said that we've always asked the question as to who's the next generation's black leader or who's the next generation person to make the movement for help make the movement for the people. And in discussing this with this gentleman, he was stating that he had discussed with some people where instead of looking for one person to galvanize the people, there needs to be individual sects of groups of people that can get together, and then we can use those groups to get together as a whole. Because it's hard for me here in DC, you there in North Carolina to move the whole country. But if we had a leader in California, we had a leader in Texas, and a leader in Washington State, and we could all get together on the same page. They could use their movements, and we could use our movements and put them together for one very large movement. Is what the whole point of the idea was. And I took his idea and went a step further and said, well, what if we can mobilize the militias? Because if we had militias in these towns, not only would we have the numbers, we'd have the guns. Not that I'm trying to, establish a armed takeover or anything like that. That's not my point. But people tend to listen to you a little bit more if you got a weapon in your hand. And even though each individual group may have their own ideas as to what they want to do,
right,
it doesn't matter because there's an overall goal that I believe each one of us could put together and get something accomplished. And that's basically the whole idea of the militia, of the groups of individuals to join up together in order to make one big power block, one big stand, one large movement.
I see what you're saying, man, and in theory, man, it's a wonderful thing. But when you're dealing with something that as delicate and as sensitive as Black America, it's kind of we could. I understand what you're saying when you say we get a bunch of groups, but then when you interject the guns into it, that's kind of because we already got groups, and I think that's the one thing about Black America that's different from everybody else is because everybody else has their groups, but say if they have a common enemy or a common threat, then they'll band together. Whereas we more tribal than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So our whole problem, I mean, when you look at it, you got the gang bangers, the black gays, the black homosexuals, the black church, the black feminists. How would you think we would go about, or would you just say, okay, if we take all those groups I just named, okay, y'all create y'all little sect, how are we going to attract them to come join into our movement? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to attract them.
So what are you trying to do?
I want the malicious. I just told you what I'm
You just
trying to do. I'm
so
not
you
trying to attract any other groups. We don't want the church. The
you don't
church
want the
ain't
church.
on our agenda. We want the people who are like-minded with us that just happen to have a militia. There's got to be militias in states that black people got to have some militias. If you got 25 members in your city and it's 4 cities in each state, you do the number and the math on that. Now you grow from there. We're not trying to reach out to groups that aren't interested in what we're trying to reach out to. That's not the point of this.
Okay.
That's how it goes awry by trying to
Have too many
put.
people.
It's not even too much people. It's people that's not aligned with your agenda. The church folk are not going to be in agreement with us carrying AR-15s to the meetings. You understand what I'm saying? So why would we even have them involved in what we're doing? There's enough regular people that got AR-15s that we don't need the church. We're not trying to get the church.
Okay.
If there's 1 million people, we don't want 1 million people. We want 100,000 people, because 100,000 people is enough people to turn a tide in certain situations in this country.
Okay.
We all get on one accord. You show up with 100,000 people. That's a lot of people.
So you saying advertise to the young brothers that's already got guns, and we say come join our militia. That's what you saying.
We say this is what we're about.
Offering.
This is what we're trying to do.
Right.
We're not even trying to get you to fold into our group as much as we want you aligned with us.
Okay.
We want solidarity with you. When we have a common cause and a common goal, we want you to be a part of it. And that's what we're saying. You don't have to change whatever it is you're doing. You like to do whatever, that's your business. But as long as you also have this goal that we have in common, let's use that to form a power block.
Okay, and the power block would eventually be formalized to start political and start political strategies and things.
For sure. To compete our own agenda. The things that we want to get passed. You show up down Congress with 100,000 people, you might get it passed. Even though that's not a lot in the scheme of the whole country, but it's still a large group. The lesbians and the gays, they're not coming down there with 1 million people. They're coming down there with about 100,000 people, but they recognize that those 100,000 people represent an even larger group of people.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to establish a block.
A group of people that's large enough to get some consideration.
With the same of agenda, large enough to get something done.
Right. I got you. But okay, black people with guns. How do you think that would be seen by America, though? When you say, okay,
I don't care how it's seen by America.
We're 100,000.
It's 2019. I'm far away from trying to please America or trying to please other people.
Right.
My dad used to tell me that you can please some of the people some of the time. You'll please most of the people most of the time. You'll never please all of the people all of the time. And me trying to please all of the people, it'll never get done. I want to get done the agenda that me and this group of individuals feel is a movement for positive change. So it doesn't really make a difference what America thinks about black people with guns. White people have been having guns for years. The KKK's got guns.
But true. But it's dudes out here, black men out here getting killed that ain't got no guns. So I'm saying your threat level is infinitely much higher than the white man with a gun. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about we got candy bars in our pockets getting shot. You know what I mean? So
see, you're speaking of something different. I'm not talking about arming the streets.
Nah, I ain't
a militia's got a meeting once a week, once a month, whenever they have a meeting.
Right.
They might come to the meeting with their guns. All of those people are registered people to carry guns. They're not walking around town being harassed by the police. Right. We're talking about groups of people that are organized to do what is our American right to do. You're speaking of a young dude running down the street, just knocked over a candy store and got shot without a gun. I'm all against that. I feel sorry for those people, but that's not what we're talking about. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're talking militias. Those people are usually legal NRA gun carrying folks. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And when we stormed the Capitol, if it's not legal for us to carry our guns down there, we're not going down there without guns. But we going down there representing the people that's got guns.
You can't use that type of language, brother. Storming the Capitol with guns and shit.
Man, I use whatever type of language I want to use, B.
You gotta be politically more savvy, brother. That's all.
I'm not trying to be politically savvy. What I'm trying to be is a person that's I'm just me. Right. I'm not trying to portray a role. The guy you see is the guy that I am, the guy that I'll be. So I can't. You don't hear speaking language that's not my language. I didn't use any profanity. I didn't say I was going to do it. I'm not talking about overthrowing anything, but when I say storm the Capitol, I mean 100,000 people down there with picket signs storm the Capitol. Right. And I mean that. I said that, and that's what I meant.
Okay. I can dig it. All right, so what would be the first agenda that you
very first thing we would have to do is tap into a database for the nation and find the black militias, or at least the liberal militias, the people that aren't the non-racist militias. And then we can reach out to them on an individual level, see what their groups represent, see if they have any thoughts that align with ours, and then let them know individually what it is we're about. It wouldn't be hard. Once you locate these groups, it wouldn't be hard, because either they're going to be with it or they're not. We're not trying to force them into it. This is what we're doing. We want to support you just like we want you to support us. So when they have their small agendas in their town, if it's not something that's ridiculous, we can bring our force down there and help them. You understand what I'm saying? We're all helping each other. You know what I'm saying? We're not going down there out killing no babies or nothing, but if they got a strong something in their town they need some help with, we're going to bring our 50,000 people down there.
And you on to something with that, because I think the number one thing with us, man, a lot of black people have a problem with chain of command, and I think if you went with the militia theory, that should have worked, because it's already like a chain of command, set up a hierarchy. So all we got to do is just
pull them with us. Yeah, we're all equal on the same level.
Right.
We're not talking down to them no more than they're above us. We're letting them know what we're doing, and we're trying to help them with what they're doing, as long as it aligns with what our policy is.
So would it be effective? Excuse me. You would effectively probably have to just start like a national organization, though, like based on smaller groups. You know what I'm saying? Then then you would have to set it up. Okay, everybody get a say on who get voted in as the you know what I'm saying, the spokesperson or whatever. What have you?
I wouldn't even do that.
You wouldn't do that
because that would be us. I wouldn't set up the hierarchy, because that would be us trying to. I don't want to even do that. They already have a hierarchy. Whoever it is that they already respect, that's who we're taking. Right. And now, within their times, when that person's time ends, that's on them. It's got nothing to do with us. I don't give a damn who your leader is. All I want is somebody representing your group. So you figure it out. It's got nothing to do with us.
You would still need a person say, okay, you got your local militias, you got your hierarchy based on that regional thing. But when we talking about national level shit, you still gonna have a spokesperson that the regional militias could agree on. Okay, this person speaks for.
I'm the spokesperson. I'm talking to all of the militia leaders. I'm talking to all of the militia leaders, because I'm the one with the agenda. Right. I'm the one with the plan. I'm talking to all the militia leaders.
And see,
there's no need to vote me into nothing, because I'm starting the movement, and I'm voting myself to it, because it's my movement. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where you started off on the wrong foot. You had me going for a minute till you went and said that shit. Dig it.
See, this is where you got to understand. I don't want the people to be a part of my group. All I want is their alliance. Just like the United States. United States and Europe is not the same entity. But if England goes to war, they're our ally. They're expecting us to have their back. And that's all I want. So I don't need to change your group. I got my own group. My group is me and you right here on this show. And what we're going to do is recruit individual militias from all over the country and galvanize them. So when we want to move, we're going to call up Toledo, Ohio, and say, look, They doing this bullshit in Boston.
Right.
We bringing 50,000 people. How many people can you bring? Let's get there. That's what I'm talking
about. But what I'm saying, even with all that, you still gotta have a person to put in front of the camera.
I'm the person. I just told you that. We're doing it right now. Why would not be the person?
Okay, I can.
It's my movement. Who's going to speak more passionately about what we're trying to do than the person that designed it?
Oh, nah, because you might get a little too passionate, man. You my man, but I would have to be there like, okay, let me take over right here.
You can be there if you want to be there.
Nah, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there with you.
You can be there. I'm not against that. Let's be there.
We'll be there with you.
Together. We together.
Yeah, we all about galvanizing the militias and making
100%.
So okay. But number one, that's what we do. Let's find.
I don't want to interfere in their business at all.
Nah.
I don't want to interfere in any individual group's business at all. All I want to do is be able to count on you when the shit goes down.
Oh. I mean, what do you mean shit when the shit go down? I'm talking
whatever the shit may be.
Right.
When it's time to vote, when it's time to these people down there lost their job, when it's time to the school down here, they not letting black people get in there. Whatever it is, our movement is. I want, like, you know, a union. You know how a union be big? They have solidarity strikes with other unions.
So you talking about some National Action Network shit? We just show up. Wherever it's going down, we show up and we there till we get change.
100%.
All right, bet.
How else we gonna get change?
Okay, we bring the straps and we not going there to really start no trouble. We just there.
But we going there to show that we want change,
right.
And it's enough of us to vote you out of office. Yeah. If you don't want to do what we saying, then we're gonna vote you out and put somebody in there that's gonna do what we talking about.
But see, that's the thing. With what you saying is great. What you is all good and great. But see, the problem is when it comes to this political game, we don't use our votes. We just give it away. We don't make people work.
See, that's the whole point.
So how you?
We're not giving anything away. We're presenting ourselves as a united block.
Right.
The united colors of the whatever. We got 200,000 strong, and we voting together. Tell us what you going to offer us. Then when they come to the table, who got the strongest argument, we're going to have our meeting and decide who we as a team are voting for. Now, you can't influence any individual. They're going to vote for who they want. Okay. But as a team, this is what we're doing.
And this is what we ask. This is what we demanded right here.
Yeah, we put them all. You got 4 people voting in Massachusetts. So we're going to see what y'all going to do for us. We got 50,000 people with us that's ready to vote for you. What you gonna do? Right. Oh yeah, you ain't doing nothing. What you gonna do? Oh yeah, he makes some sense. Y'all agree? Yeah. We all voting for dude, and that right there is going to get that man elected.
Right, I can dig it, man. So that's what's up, man. Let's look into that, man. Let's try to find some militias and see if we can link up. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. I mean, I like that, man. I think we still got a long way to go. We still got to work out.
Oh, it's gonna be
but nah, let's really look into that shit. See if we can find some black militias. I'm gonna look into it this week. See what I come up with, man. You look into it, and we'll see if we can start this movement, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's get our votes working for us, man. Cause we stop giving our votes away. Cause this is more of a strategic plan. We got to be taken seriously, like. Cause what pisses me off, we just give our votes away, and we have nothing to show for it. So I'm with you on this one, bro. So we're gonna look into it this week and see what we can come up with. Now we gonna discuss the name of this movement too, man. But nah,
yeah, we gotta get a name for the movement.
Get a real powerful name, man.
I already got a couple of people that's ready to start the DC militia. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Paul Yule and them, you know what I'm talking about. They down there over at the Perfect Transportation Services and shit. Okay. Yeah, we ready to do it. I got a New York chapter. We ready, you know what I'm saying? Yossi Scissorhands, that's a female. She one of the baddest haircut artists in the whole town, and she got a whole power block of stylists. You know what I'm saying? You know how many customers, people, you know, chicks need hair done like a motherfucker, you know?
Right.
Yeah. We can start that thing, man.
Hey, let's move. Let's work on that though, for real. But man, we about to get to our favorite part of the show, man. The PAS moment of the week. that begins here. This is something that happened in Las Vegas. This old man right here was he was pushed off the bus, cracked his head on the concrete by this young lady. This young lady goes by the name of Kadisha Bishop. She pushed the old man off the bus because I guess she was on the bus kirking out, just kirking out for no reason. The old dude was like, "You need to be nicer." So she shoved him off the bus, cracked his skull, cracked his hip, fucked him up. Now this happened like a month ago, but old dude just recently died. So yeah, shorty faced with that murder charge, man. This just goes to show. And this young lady, she don't look 25, but she is 25. But it just goes to show you, man, people ain't shit. That it's a lot of decency missing in the world. You know what I mean? Because you would think somebody told you as a youngin' to respect your elders. You feel me? But for some reason, this lady just, that shit just went out the window, man. Like this is real sad when you see something like this, man, because it just shows you the decline of decency in the world. When you could be when you could push an old person in it with one of those walkers and shit, then that really shows you that you really ain't shit, man. I hope they give it a death penalty. I hope they fry. But they ain't got the electric chair in Nevada, do they? I don't know. I just hope they give her. She deserved life. You know what I'm saying? Cause some shit you just don't do. You don't take advantage of the young people, and you don't beat up old people. There's just no need for that shit, man. But man, what say you about this situation right here, P?
I wasn't there, dog. I don't know. He might have been a real motherfucker. I know some real old bastards. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know what was said. I can't speak for it. I don't know. She might be mentally ill. There's a lot of mental illness out on the street. I don't know. I can't say. Who am I to judge? It's fucked up when anybody loses their life or is harmed, because as human beings, we don't have the right to put our hands on anybody unless it's your child and they under about the age of about 9. You know what I'm saying? After about 9, you probably shouldn't be hitting the mirror. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. He might have been a real motherfucker.
Man. He might have been, man. But you know what? I can't give you that one because
I'm not really looking for you to give me that one as much as you stated your opinion on the fact. You asked me my opinion on the fact, and my opinion is I wasn't there, and the old bastard might have deserved it. I don't know.
Nah, because you're an old dude with a walker.
Just because you old don't mean you innocent, young. Just because you young don't mean you innocent. I worked in a place with some of the youngest people that you know was the wildest people that you know. And you're not going to tell me that because he was old, he was innocent.
But did you deserve to push him off?
Who deserves what? What's deserved?
Dog, would you push an old person down the flight?
I would do whatever I felt needed to be done whenever I wanted to do it.
Nah, see, because it's a point where you felt like if I felt threatened, yes, I see pushing her. But this old dude ain't no threat to you.
How do you know what she felt? Who are you to judge what she felt?
Hey, she gonna feel that cold ass slab because she locked up.
She gonna feel that cold ass slab until she get to the mental hospital and they tell you that she's mental and she gonna do that time in a mental institution because people be mental, dog. It's a lot of mental illness out here.
You absolutely right. But hey man, that's this shit right here sad though, bro.
I don't condone violence in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I can't tell you what I will or will not do. You know what I'm saying? If I felt like that and wanted to do that, then I just might do that.
Nah, you ain't gonna push no old person, man.
Let me tell you, man, you don't know what I do. You don't know what I do.
You ain't gonna push no
I know that people ain't shit. Yeah. And I know old people is people. Yeah. I know young people is people. And people is people. And people ain't shit.
They bones are brittle, dog.
They got nothing to do with me. Stop talking shit.
They got everything to do.
We give everybody an excuse.
Decent person, man.
We give everybody an excuse. You don't need no excuse. Shut the fuck up. Stop talking shit if you can't take a punch. You know what I'm saying? You can't take a punch, then don't be talking shit to somebody that can punch you in the mouth.
That shit, man. That's an old person, man. Respect your damn
fuck that.
That's where the shit went wrong. Because you condoning this. No, respect your elders, man.
Respect those that respect you.
All right, man. Whatever, man.
Respect those that respect. Yeah, that's why it shuts you up.
Yeah, that
Because you
shit
know
ain't.
that's real.
Nah, that shit
Respect
ain't
those that
real.
respect you. You don't
They no,
respect people just,
but
just be
but just
respecting
like
people.
you said
Fuck the
before.
people that don't respect you.
But like you said before, your presence demand respect. You understand?
Mine does.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had to push that old bastard down the steps. Obviously, hers did not. Or maybe she was ill in the mind. One way or the other, for some strange reason, dog, she felt the reason to push that man off that bus. And if we wasn't there and we're not neither one of those people, who are we to judge those people?
Man, you can always judge those people because that's
I
shit
don't I don't
unnecessary.
believe in judging
You,
nobody. It ain't
I
my
will,
business to be the judge of nobody.
whatever. You can talk all that shit you want. I judge a motherfucker based on
I
what,
ain't judging him
I
because
will
I know
judge
that
you.
I might have pushed this motherfucking ass off
No,
that
you
bus. I don't
wouldn't.
know what he
No,
said.
you wouldn't.
He might have said,
No,
"You
you wouldn't.
nigger." He might have said, "You
Nah,
nigger, shut up." I don't know what
nah.
he said.
I
You don't
don't.
know
I
what he
don't
said.
think it. I don't think it was that serious. I
You
think
don't
she.
think it. You
Nah.
wasn't there.
Okay, based on the story, the information that's out here,
Don't
they
we speak
said
of
they
false
was cooking
information and misinformation and fake news all the time? Ain't
fake
she
news,
black?
but this
Wasn't he
real.
white? What about
Oh no
that?
way, he was French or some shit. I don't know what he was, but whatever. Basically,
Bottom line, B, before
what
you
they
go into
said.
your thing, I'm gonna leave it alone after this. If
Okay,
we wasn't had a reason to judge, we wasn't there, we don't have the right to judge.
you got it.
Now you
But
got it.
based on whatever, the story said that she was just on the bus kirking out anyway. So cuz it was like, man, you need to chill out. And next thing you know, she done pushed him off the bus. Now, okay, like we always say, if one person say it, it's he say, she say. But when you got two or three people saying the same thing, it's some truth to that shit. So
We
I
never
don't want to
said
get.
that. I said when it's a million people and you got hundreds of thousands of people, a bus full of people, how hard is it to corrupt a bus full of people? 20, 30 people? How hard is it to
You
pay 30
think
people?
you
How hard
think
is it
they
to get
paid all
fake
them
news
people?
on 30 people? B, it's a finite amount of people.
Oh God, man, you
I can't
on
give you the news
now?
I
You
want to give
talking
you.
crazy, bro. But
What?
all right,
They
what
don't change news? Didn't
man?
they say
Come
that
on, man.
Roswell didn't happen?
So we ain't talking about aliens and shit. We talking about this old man getting pushed off the bus, man.
And all I'm saying, B, unless you was there on that bus, we don't have the right to judge what happened on that bus. All
We
we know
do,
is a lady pushed a man off the bus.
and he
It
was
was wrong
74 years
because to
old,
push a man off the
right?
bus is to
And
push
he
a man
died.
off the bus. But that's
But
all we know.
okay, all right, whatever. We gonna move on. Hey, you know what though? We always talk about PAS moments, man. But this week, man, we wanted to add something, man. This is a beautiful thing. We know people ain't shit, but when people do shit that's actually good for the people in the community, they need to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here, man. This guy right here, a lot of people might not know who he is. He is Keenan Lowe. He is the football coach at a school out in Oregon, and he prevented a gunman from opening fire at his high school. You know what I'm saying? So, kudos to Mr. Keenan Lowe, man. That's a wonderful thing, man. There's nobody, he deserves a round of applause because, man, that's some selfless shit for you to run up. And they said Shorty had the shotty, so and he prevented a lot of loss of life because you know that school shooting thing is real serious now. I mean, that's like what weekly? We talking weekly, one or two school shootings a week. So anytime you can prevent people from losing their life, especially the kids, man. That old dude, he didn't really have no chance, but if Mr. Keenan was there, maybe.
But oh, dude, man, how
The
did that
dude
even
that
get it?
pushed
How
off
you
in the
gonna bring
bus,
that
man.
back around to
Cause I
the good
wanted
thing
to,
we talking
man.
about,
Cause you was
man?
talking that crazy shit, man. Don't nobody
See, America, that's wrong with people right there. They don't know how to let stuff go. Let it
nah,
go.
man.
That
Cause
was
you,
nice.
I'm
We over that.
no,
We
no,
already moved
no. Cause
on
you know
to the
why?
good thing.
No,
We talking
because
about the good guy, man. He stopped
yeah,
the school
the good
shooting,
guy,
man.
yeah, the good
Goddamn.
guy. But I want other
What if I
people to be
told
like
you
this good
that
guy.
old bastard that fell out, got pushed off the bus, was a Nazi card carrying Ku Klux Klan? You don't know who that
You
man
don't
was,
know who
B.
he is
Leave it
either.
alone.
Okay,
All we know
so
is a lady pushed a man off a
right.
bus.
So how do you know that this dude was so bad? He might have been a good dude.
I
That's
didn't
what I'm
say it
saying.
was good or
Okay.
bad. All I said was we don't know what happened. We don't have the right to judge. She pushed him off the bus. It's wrong because anytime you hurt somebody, that's wrong. That's the only thing I'm saying. But
It's
I don't know why
wrong
that lady pushed that man off
because
that
he
bus. The last thing that
75 years
man might have
old
said to her was,
with
"You
a
fucking
walker.
nigger." and it might have made her push him off that bus.
Right.
You don't know that. You wasn't there. So let's just leave it alone. Let's talk about the good guy, man.
All right,
There's a good America.
The good guy
there was a good guy, man. He saved some kids.
Man,
he tackled a dude with a shotgun, man. Kudos,
and
brother.
That's real. So until the next time, you look like you got a shotgun.
I do.
I do.
And they better not come around here fucking around. And if an old man call me a nigga on the bus, I'm gonna push him off the bus.
Look, man, bye. I gotta go, man. So till the next time.
Better not call me no nigga on the bus.
Till the next time we see y'all, man. Man, y'all already know.
I said it.
Don't push.
Don't be stupid.
Don't listen to this. He on this militant shit today. Don't listen to him. He all got the camouflage on. Now he feeling all hardcore, and he want to go out here and push old people off the bus and shit.
If they call me a nigga,
be decent.
I can't do nothing else
be
but push
decent.
them off the bus.
The world needs love. Okay, we don't need.
That's what we're all about, baby.
So until the next time we see y'all, man, don't be stupid. And man, don't push old people off the bus, man.
Don't push old people off the bus.
Don't be stupid.
Unless they call you a nigga. In which case you got my permission to push their old ass off the bus.
Nah, man, don't. You can just
being old do not give you permission to be a dickhead.
Pluck them upside the head and keep.
Being young does not give you permission to be a dickhead.
Bye. Don't push the old people, America. Leave them alone, man.
Unless they call you a nigga.
All right, until the next time.
If they call you a nigga, you got my permission to push their ass off the bus.
I'm gonna push you off the bus when you get old.
If I call you a nigga, you better.
All right, man. Until the next time we see y'all, man. Peace.